Travis went good, so. Brand new today, so I'm holding off on the hour-long video to upload because this is gonna be quicker, I'm hoping. The First Presidency announces annual tithing declaration. It's going to replace tithing settlement, and it begins September 1st. And we're going to have to review tithing. It comes from Malachi, in which Malachi says it's supposed to be for the poor. And so I'd always been brought up thinking, oh, okay, I'm giving to the poor by giving to the church with my tithing. But then fast offerings, and I was confused. And what then is tithing used for if fast offerings are for the poor with the bishop's storehouses? And I come to find out that I'm giving money as atonement to Jesus, to the church. That's reparations, is atonement. And it's supposed to be Jesus who atoned for us so that we don't have to pay the price for our sins. And yet here the church is demanding money from us to atone to the church. The other thing is that when it's used as extortion, you can't be exalted, you can't hold office, you can't go to the temple, for example. It becomes a protection racket, as it's now called in the United States. It's where you do the church a favor, though, by paying them money and remain loyal to them. And they're holding your exaltation and your membership hostage for payment. Pay to play. And that is a crime. Protection racket crime. And nobody seems to know and recognize that. I guess you guys haven't been watching R-rated movies. Sopranos, for example. And so this tithing declaration is again for loyalty purposes, to show that you're loyal and that you're a full tithe payer and blah blah blah. There's also other crimes that I've exposed previously about how they're taking tithing from those who are on government assistance. Government money does not go towards tithing. And the gambling stuff, I don't really care about exposing that. Who cares? It's taking government money. So when you got your COVID emergency relief money, what was it, 3 separate times we got it? That's not to go to the church. You're not supposed to give any of it to the church. If any of it did go to the church, it would be on their financial records, and that would get the church in trouble. So if you want to get the church in trouble, Mormons, I surely do. Go ahead and do it. I dare you. But apparently the federal government doesn't want to take down the church for their blatantly obvious crimes, as they're able to stop Australia from proceeding with criminal prosecution against them. That's a big... and nobody's covering it in the news. They covered it when it was exposed by the press there in Australia that the church had offshore accounts in violation of Australian law. But yeah, all of a sudden it's gone quiet. So yeah, and it says that it's so that the leaders can put more pressure on you to pay. Oh, it doesn't say that, Travis. I'll quote, giving local leaders more time to discuss covenants, the loyalty oaths in the temple endowment of Brigham Young, and the divine commandment of tithing. See? You never believe me. You're not listening. You don't care. You just want to argue and gaslight me and get mad at me. It's just ridiculous. I know the truth, guys. So when you get all mad, oh, you, just get out of here. Trying get mad at me, so I'll feel guilty and cave into your false belief system. Go to hell. So that's the breaking news today. So far, as that change is being made, and presiding Bishop Gerald Cosse, whatever it's pronounced. I think it's French, not sure. So basically it's presiding bishop, and that's French for you. Everything's silent. Man, can you imagine that? Because bishops, they don't have a script. They're just going off on their own doctrine now. That I told you this was going to happen. That you're going to have all these different wards, all these different doctrines. And just like Christianity from the Joseph Smith history that he's talking about for the first vision. All these different Christian sects, all preaching different gospels, all claiming that it's the same Christ with all these different gospels. And it's just, they all want to deceive and lie to us. And so you'll have Mormons that are now split. Well, I'm of this ward, and our bishop, told us this about tithing. Well, our bishop told us this about tithing, and it was backed up by the stake president, who made sure all of his bishops used. You know that's going to happen. So, yeah. We'll get this one out, and then we'll get the hour-long one out.